Hello, welcome to the final part of my 2022 mid-year review where I'll discuss my income and my spending and then do a quick net worth check-in. This covers January 1st through June 30th, 2022, and I know it's already August, but better late than never. I set some financial intentions in the beginning of the year in January if you want to check that out, so I will be comparing reality to how I thought this year would go. I'll be referencing the slides I made and then comparing them against YNAB and then, these other slides I made. If you don't want to stick around for all the details, that's okay. I forgive you for not watching the whole thing. Just leave a like on your way out. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to do that. I shouldn't try to tell jokes. Okay, so this is my income, assets, liabilities, and net worth broken down by each quarter. So by end of June, I was making on average $5,788.90 per month, which is more than I had expected that I would have thought in January. I had $185,693.97 in assets because my house is worth $120,000. I had $39,480 in cash and $26,214 invested. And then I had $83,235.73 in liabilities because of the mortgage I owe on my house, and then I have 2 credit cards. So that puts my net worth at $102,000 and wait, I don't know why I always struggle with this number. $102,124.11. So at the bottom, you can see my income going up, my assets going up. My liabilities actually got more expensive because I refinanced, and then my net worth going up. On a monthly breakdown estimation, I thought I would spend $3,017.26 per month, estimating it to be about 66% of my budget. I thought I'd invest $965 at 21% and save $620 a month, which is 14%. On the actual average, though, I spent $3,192.26, which is actually not too far off from the $3,017 I was aiming for. I've been investing 26% of my check, and that is an average of $1,523.38, and I managed to save over my expected $620 budget at $1,114.13 a month. I'm sorry I'm going really fast. I just think this is going to be a very long video. So when I put that against my average income of the $5,788.90, which is, like I said, more than I thought I have to work with, I invested a total of $9,140.28. I saved $6,684.75, and then in 6 months, I have spent $19,153.55. My mid-year investing and saving videos are already up if you want to learn more about those. Things are going to change for me in the second half of the year, so I'm going to have to completely shift all my plans and expectations, but this video is just going over the past, not setting any intentions for the future, so let's just get into income. My salary is currently $60,000 a year, and when I looked back at my original income slide, I realized I was going off net income, so it didn't include the extra $400 in 401k contributions. If you've been following me and my YNAB journey, you can see that I do put my 401k contributions inside the budget. So just to make it more apples to apples, I added the $400 a month into the salaried amount. All year, I've had a roommate who I've been splitting expenses with, so she contributes $800 for her half of the bills, which I've counted it as income, even though it doesn't feel like income because it just goes back into her living expenses. This is side hustle, this is gifts, and then this one is like work bonuses, but I left those all at zero because I didn't want to rely on something if it wasn't going to come, and I also really wanted a break from all my side hustle work, which I pretty much quit doing. I thought I was going to make $4,902 a month, and then that by end of June, I would have made $29,412 a month. I did expect to have a roommate throughout the entire year, which is why I had my year at $9,600, but she is leaving in September. So it's gonna adjust my income for the rest of the year, but I would have estimated that by the end of the year, I would have made $58,824. So far, I'm happy to report that I have been making more than I originally thought. Because like $5.89 is way more than like $4.902. And in 6 months, instead of $29,412, I have made $34,733.38. So if we start at the top, you'll realize that like I didn't even have this stuff in my estimations. This includes things like account promotions when you sign up for something new, cashback rewards, monthly interest, and then my mortgage lender company, my previous one, gave me a refund because I guess they took too much from me in the beginning. So that puts me at $2,833.79, which averages out to $470.29 a month. And obviously, I don't expect too much more of that stuff. So all I did was like add $30 in for another account promotion, which I know I'm going to get later in the year. And then I put $20 a month for interest. So I think that'll give me $2,983.79 by the end of the year. So next up is gifts, and I have received an average of $201.40 a month, or $1,208.39 at this point in the year. And that's because my birthday is in January and I got really sick in January, and I think people gave me more than they would have on average. Again, I'm leaving it the same because I don't expect to get any more gifts. For bonuses, again, 0. I never want to count on that stuff. For side hustles, again, I know I'm going to be doing a few things here and there, and I actually need to start picking up side hustles because my roommate is moving out, and I need to figure out how to make an extra $800 a month. But so far this year, I really took a step back, and I only made $38, and that averages out to $6.33 a month. Impressive, I know. And then my roommate has not been paying me consistently, so that's why when the average should be $800 a month, it's really $937.66. And then up until June, she paid me $5,626 for her half of the living expenses. If I try to estimate the rest of the year, that goes up to August, and that should be $6,371 for 2022. Anyway, so this is how much I've actually made, and then if I estimate how much I'll have by the end of the year with the fluctuating circumstances, I'll have made $60,654.28. I am going to get a raise in September. It's a 7% raise about, and I think I'll be getting an extra $150 per check, but I don't actually know, so it's not included here because I don't know how much taxes takes away. And obviously, from what I estimated in the beginning in January, like I'm very much off when it comes to how much I'm actually going to get when taxes are taken care of. So we can move on to spending. I don't know if I should include credit card payments. I would think so because it's just paying off stuff you've already spent on, but YNAB doesn't include it in the report, so that's what makes me think like maybe I should not include it. So I just looked back manually each month and I looked at the activity tab. I think it's the activity tab that captures your extra payments that you've made for previous purchases, because if you make a payment just for that month, then it gets pulled from a different category, right? And then it gets counted in the original category and not the credit card category. If I'm incorrect, please let me know because credit cards are the trickier part of YNAB, but according to my numbers, I have spent $1,377.87 from January to June paying off credit cards. So for basic expenses, here is what I thought my monthly breakdown would be, spending $2,567.26 a month. So $957.01 on the mortgage and $600 in bills. I don't have them in separate categories in the budget, so I'm going to group that together. So I'm expecting that to be $1,577.01, which is pretty close to the $1,600 I budget for now. I thought I was going to spend $195 a month on transportation, which is hilarious. That is not even close. I thought I would spend $200 on groceries, $30 on home items, and then home maintenance. I have those grouped together in one category, so that would be $80 per month. And then I guess I didn't know what else to account for, so I just left a $326.84 like buffer for whatever came up. So this is my numbers and these are my percentages. It is so sweet that I thought transportation was only going to be 8% of my budget. That's so cute. I'll go into my expense versus income report. It's not the prettiest report, but it does make it easier to see everything. So for total basic expenses, I have spent $13,560.05 or $2,260 per month. I am surprised to see it below my original estimation by almost $300, but I guess that is close to the buffer amount that I wasn't sure about. In the beginning of the year, I don't remember inflation being crazy, and then there were 2 months where I did not have to pay the mortgage because of my refinance. So my bills average out to be $1,082.16, which is definitely way below budget, the $1,600 a month I was planning for. It looks like most months, though, I was paying kind of close to $1,500, which now that, inflation, it used to be simpler times. For transportation, I got into a wreck in January, and there's $1,000 deductible, so I had to pay that. And I don't know where I came up with the number 195 because my insurance alone is like 180. So obviously I was going to be way over that. But basically, they never even fixed my car. It's still hanging together by zip ties, and I kind of just gave up on fixing it. So, and then gas went on the up and up. And between traveling out of town and going out of my house more for entertainment, it's been an average of $532.08 a month, which is expensive, but I live in Texas and it's not like I have any other option, I guess. Personal care includes medicine, sanitary products, hair care products, boring stuff, and I spent an average of $43.28 per month. I had originally included this in my lifestyle expenses. I don't know why. But I thought I would do 30 a month, which is not too far off considering I had to buy expensive COVID tests several times. For home care, I was thinking $80 per month, and that is very off. First of all, I have a messy roommate, and I'm not super tidy, and I also have depression, so I obviously wasn't factoring in getting my house cleaned, which was $150, each time. I had to replace my washer and dryer in the beginning of the year. As you can see here, it's not cheap. I paid about $800 for that. Throughout the year, my roommate would break my dishes, and she would not tell me until I said, "Hey, have you seen this dish recently?" And then she'd be like, "Oh, I broke it, sorry." So I was rebuying dishware regularly. I think she was taking my Tupperware out of the house and losing it. Don't even get me started on replacing my Tupperware, which I still haven't done. She broke my guest toilet because she flushed like a brown alcohol bag down there, and then there were pregnancy tests all around the toilet, so she might have also flushed a pregnancy test, and that's what broke it. I paid $400 for that. In regular expenses, I pay for like more eco-friendly cleaning products, which are more expensive on the regular, but I think worth it. And then anything else home related, like I was paying off a TV for a while. I bought a keyless door entry type of thing. Anyway, it puts me at an average of $338.49. It is more than I budgeted for, but considering I had a large infrequent expense here and there, I don't think it's too crazy. I don't think it's above the average of what people pay to maintain their homes. I think I would have guessed around $200 a month more realistically, but I think the average will go down for the rest of the year. So I don't know why, but I did not include pet care in that original chart, which was silly, but luckily Chip is very affordable. He is $81.65 per month, but that's only because I take him to a good vet, which is a little more expensive, but if he's only going to go to the doctor twice a year, I would rather pay more and have peace of mind. Even if he was expensive to maintain, I wouldn't care, but I don't have an estimation to compare it to because I just forgot that he is an expense in my life, apparently. Oh, and then I skipped over groceries. Okay, so I was estimating $200 a month, right? And I'm pretty on the spot with that because I've been spending $182.35 a month. Nothing exciting there, and honestly, it includes my EveryPlate boxes and things like that, which are higher cost. The issue is when I buy groceries and then I don't cook. So hopefully the second half of the year I will be better about that. Okay, on to lifestyle expenses. I thought I would spend $150 on dining out per month. That's so cute, so small. We know that's not true. For subscriptions, I put myself estimating $63 a month, which even at my highest point, I don't think I was ever paying that much. For clothing, I don't have a clothing category. I have an appearance category, and that's a catch-all for things like makeup, haircuts, hair removal, clothing, shoes, all that stuff. And so I wasn't obviously thinking about everything else. I was only thinking about clothing, and I estimated $30 per month. So you can tell I wasn't fully thinking this budget through when I made it in the beginning of the year, which is why it's good to check in because, like, that's not enough. That barely covers doing my eyebrows. For giving, I thought I would give $50 a month, and I'm going to guess that's actually pretty close to reality. For fun money, I estimated I'd be spending $75 a month. I can tell you that is going to be over. Basically, everything in lifestyle is probably going to be double what I thought it was going to be. And then stuff I forgot to budget for is miscellaneous. I gave myself $52. And then you'll see that lending is not in this chart, even though it is in my budget. So let's compare. So first of all, $450 is nowhere near the ballpark of what I've actually been spending. I am actually more than double that because on average I spend $932.25 a month on lifestyle expenses. I do think I'm going to have to cut back the second part of the year. For dining out, I also spend over double what I thought because I average out to $312.89, which is pretty high for a single person. And what I'm noticing here is that, like, in several months, I'm pretty close to 250, maybe like 270. But there are months where my budget is obviously out of whack. And then instead of cutting back, I just like keep going more in. Like, I've noticed whenever things start going poorly that it's like I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. Why not just keep going in that direction? And I don't know where that weird urge comes from. I should probably look into it and see if I can fix that. For appearance, I count things like even if I get a gift card to a nail salon, I still input it into my budget and then count it as spending. There have been times when I needed clothes for work, like when I think I'm going to present at a conference or something. When my washer was messed up, whatever month that was, I did sud share, which is sending your laundry out. They wash it and fold it for you. It was nice, but at $80, I don't think I can do that ever again. March was very expensive because I got my teeth Zoom whitened, and I don't feel like it made that much of a difference, but it did hurt. I would still probably do it again, but now I know to take a lot of pain pills. April was a higher month because I bought a concert t-shirt that I still wear all the time. And then I don't remember what was stressing me out, but obviously something was stressing me out because I spent over $220 on lingerie. And with that money, I could have bought clothes that I actually need, but that's like just a bad habit of mine to buy that kind of stuff when I'm stressed. I also got some blue light glasses, which I would recommend. I do feel the difference whenever I don't wear them. For May, I did some waxing, which is always expensive, and then I bought some shoes for an internal work launch party. In June, they had us take headshots, so I bought a little bit of makeup and I bought some props to infuse some personality into my headshots. I wish that everything I bought for work was like reimbursable, but it'd be like that. Next up is fun money, and we get to look at all the fun things I did in the first half of the year and if they were worth it. This year, I rediscovered going to the cinema. It's what my family used to do when I was young, but when I went to college, I never went, and then there was COVID. But I've gone a lot this year, and I'm almost wondering if I should get one of those movie subscription passes. So I saw West Side Story in January, which I loved, except for Ansel, because they should just let theater people be the leads in these movies. Like, who even is that guy? This was either Hamilton tickets or When We Were Young. I don't remember, but one of those two. I did go end up seeing it, and I loved it. In February, I went to a local comedy magic show, and I guess I should have seen it coming, but it ended up being like a kids kind of magic show, but I didn't know that when I got the tickets. So I'm not going to say it was a bad show, but I was not the target audience for that. In March, I saw a comedy sketch show. I bought a ticket to Hadestown for so much freaking money. It's in October. It was overpriced, but I'm still excited to see it. And then I saw Batman, and it was terrible. In April, I went to another concert. I let Chip compete in a small dog race, and he actually won twice. I saw the immersive Van Gogh exhibits. Basically, you kind of sit on the floor while there's music playing around you and all the walls change like graphics. It's like a video on the walls. And I thought it would be more of an experience. And also, like, if you don't know anything about an artist's background, you don't learn anything from the show. And the same goes for Frida Kahlo. Like, I thought maybe they'd have different experiences for different artists, but it's kind of the same thing. And I'm glad I tried it, but I don't think I would do it again. In May, I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once, 9.5 out of 10. I have to deduct zero point 0.5 because there were just too many hot dog fingers. It was a little unsettling. That's when I bought my Bowling for Soup concert. I paid for a meditation series at my yoga studio, but then I only went to 2 out of the 4 classes. That's a fail on my part. I saw Sweeney Todd, the musical. And then I saw Scream at the Rooftop Cinema Club, and the movie was okay, I guess, but like the venue itself, I felt was like a little overrated because it's definitely for people who like to go out and take photos, and that is not me. June was the cheapest month because I went to the lake with some friends to celebrate Pride Month, and so that was like not even $12. But that put me at an average of 163.38 a month. I'm not going to show you what I did for giving because I feel like that is kind of people's business. I mostly just give to GoFundMe's though, and then if I ever get gifts for anyone or help them out, it also goes in this category. On average, I'm giving $105 a month, which is over the $50 I had estimated, but I think it's good to give more than you would have thought. For lending, which was not in my original estimations, I tend to lend $83.30 a month apparently, but I always end up getting paid back eventually, so far I don't mind too much. Subscriptions is kind of surprising. Apparently, on average, I was spending $75 a month, which is a lot and even more than I originally thought. Even in January, that's like $83. Okay, so YouTube, carbon offsetting, Acorns, which I canceled, I think, in February, Pandora, which I canceled maybe in April. Canva, I do the social media management for my job, but they were not paying for it, and now they are, so I've canceled this. And then Notion Labs, I think this was paying for my personal one, and I don't really store too much on my personal Notion, so I was able to get rid of this one. So it does go down, but then it gets higher in this month. Paid for Clipchamp one time. Oh, this is Current Premium. So Current is a savings account that gives you 4% interest on up to $6,000. It used to charge a fee. Now there's not even a fee. It's just a free 4% savings account. I'll have a link in the description if you're curious. But yeah, they don't charge that anymore, so that should be going down. In April, okay, so I paid for carbon offset twice because I switched to a different company, but I charged it in the same month, which was just a dumb mistake on my part. And then here it's 46.97, and that's just carbon offsetting YouTube and storage, which I think is kind of what I settled on for the rest of the year. So Miscellaneous sounds exactly like what it is. It's a catch-all category for things that don't fit in other categories. And sometimes it's stuff that is necessary. Sometimes it's not. Like sometimes I'll buy myself a suitcase or Etsy sheets or props for photo shoots, or that was a one-time thing. Usually it's just one-time thing. I spent an average of $33.30, and I think that's the only category I've come in under budget compared to what I was expecting. And then Vegas is a vacation category. I'm going there later in the year to the When We Were Young festival. I way overpaid for that ticket, but I think it is going to be worth it. I was going to travel this year and see the Northern Lights, but there's just some uncertainty happening in my family, so I think I'm going to skip that, and Vegas is going to be my only vacation, so hopefully that doesn't cost more than like $500. I think most of my fun money expenses have been affordable. I think it's obviously the theater tickets, the music tickets, and the live shows that are more expensive than a movie, but they're obviously a lot more high value. So I'm thinking I should just refrain from any other sort of fun money and just save up for tickets I want. Magic, comedy, and emo music. Like, obviously, I am very cool. I think I can cut back on Miscellaneous because it's not always a need. Like sometimes it is, but there are things I buy to indulge myself that are just sort of random. And then like obviously I need to cut back on dining out. It's the obese elephant in the room. Nothing else is going to impact my budget and lower my spending like minimizing eating out. So I see the pattern. I need to make a change also because I'm not fitting into my clothes anymore. So the more I spend on food, the more I have to spend on clothes, and it would just be a really bad cycle. So I don't know how I'm going to accomplish that, but I think I probably need to make a plan for the second half of the year. Whew. Okay, so I'm glad I ended up breaking this video into different topics and doing it in parts because that was overwhelming for me. So thank you for your patience, and I hope everything goes your way within reason, and I will see you in my next August budgeting video.